Welcome to Dog Facts and Fun, where every fact hides a story of love. You might think your dog sleeps next to you just because the bed is soft or your feet are warm. But what if that gentle weight pressed against your body at 2 a.m. means something far more powerful than comfort? Maybe it's not just a habit. Maybe it's instinct, ancient, emotional, and deeply personal. In this video, we're going to explore 10 emotional reasons why your dog chooses to sleep in your bed, night after night. And I promise you, reason number 10 might just change how you see them forever. But before we dive into science or training, let's start with a memory. The first night your dog, maybe nervous, maybe new, climbed into your bed and didn't leave. You remember that night, don't you? Maybe they curled into a tight ball. Maybe they pressed against your legs. Maybe they didn't sleep, just stayed alert, ears twitching with every sound. But by morning, something had shifted. They stayed, and every night since they've returned. This isn't just a preference for soft pillows. It's instinct, ancient, hardwired, unchanged for thousands of years. Before dogs had names or collars, they slept in packs. Close, nose to tail. One ear always alert. Because out there in the wild, sleeping alone could mean death. Safety came from the group, from the heartbeat beside yours. Even now, in a quiet house, with a full food bowl, that instinct hasn't faded. Your bed isn't just comfortable, it's safe. It smells like you. It radiates your warmth. And to your dog's primal brain, you are the pack. A 2022 study on canine attachment found that dogs who sleep close to their humans enter deeper phases of sleep, particularly non-REM, which allows their body and brain to fully recover. That kind of sleep only happens when they feel completely secure. So when they curl against you, it's not because you have the fluffiest blanket. It's because they've decided, this is where I survive. And that sigh they let out just before sleep, that's their nervous system saying, I'm home. But survival is only the beginning. Because once a dog feels safe, the next thing they offer is far more sacred. Let's talk about trust, the kind they don't give lightly. Reason number 2, it's how they say, I trust you with my life. Survival might bring your dog to your bed once, but trust, that's what keeps them there. Think about it. You didn't call them up. You didn't pat the blanket. One night, quietly, they made the choice themselves. They circled once, maybe twice. Then they curled into the curve behind your knees or nestled beside your chest and stayed. That moment wasn't just a new routine. It was a declaration. Because in the wild, sleep means surrender. When a dog sleeps next to someone, they're putting their most vulnerable state in your hands. No defenses, no escape, just trust. And the science backs this up. When dogs form close emotional bonds with a human, their brains release oxytocin, the same hormone that connects mothers to their babies. It's what floods their system when you scratch behind their ears or speak in a soft voice. It's what makes them melt when they press into your chest. Trust isn't obedience. It's not sit or stay. It's the quiet understanding that they can simply be without fear. And sleep with you beside them becomes their safest ritual. That's why even after a chaotic day, they return to that same spot. Same position, same person, because they've made a choice. Here I can let go. And here's something even more beautiful, that trust becomes reciprocal. Because sometimes you need them too. That steady presence, that quiet warmth, that wordless loyalty. But there's more. Because what your dog feels isn't just about you. It's about the space you share, and the scent that makes your side of the bed feel like something sacred. Let's talk about that next. Reason number 3. Your scent feels like home. Trust brought them to your bed, but it's your scent that keeps them wrapped in peace, even when you're not there. You've seen it, haven't you? You leave the room, and they curl up on your side of the bed. Or maybe you find them burrowed into the laundry basket tucked against your shirt. It's not random, it's instinct, and it runs deeper than comfort. To your dog, your scent isn't just familiar, it's grounding. It's the constant in their ever-changing world. Dogs experience life through their nose. Your smell carries emotion memory, even stability. When they press their face into your pillow or tuck into your hoodie, they're doing more than relaxing. They're reconnecting. A research study found that dogs overwhelmingly chose bedding items infused with their owner's scent over neutral ones, even when the materials were identical. Why? Because your scent triggers neurological signals that reduce stress and ease anxiety. Their heartbeat slows, their breath steadies. It's not magic, it's biology. And there's something else. Over time, your dog's scent and yours begin to blend. You become a part of their chemical world woven into their sense of identity and place. That's why, when you're away, they seek out your scent. It reassures them you're still here. You're not gone. I'm not alone. So the next time you find them curled up in your laundry, no, it's not just because it's soft. It's because to them, that scent means safety. It means love. It means you. But for some dogs especially, the sensitive ones, scent isn't enough. They seek something even more intimate. Something that literally warms them from the inside out. Let's talk about that next. Reason number 4. Your warmth is healing. Scent brings comfort. But for many dogs especially, the anxious, the small, the rescued comfort isn't complete without warmth. You've seen the signs. No matter the season, no matter the temperature, they find the warmest place in the house, the patch of sun on the rug, the freshly folded blanket. But most of all, you. Your body heat isn't just cozy. To your dog, it's healing. Dogs naturally run warmer than we do, around 101 to 102.55 degrees Celsius. But warmth isn't just about temperature. It's about safety. When a dog presses against your side, curls into your chest, or tucks themselves behind your knees, they're regulating more than body heat. They're regulating stress, emotion, even memory. According to research from Johns Hopkins, close physical contact like cuddling reduces cortisol and increases oxytocin. That's the stress hormone falling, the love hormone rising. And it's not one-sided. When your dog melts into you at night, their body finds calm. And often so does yours. It's even more powerful for dogs with a history of trauma. Maybe yours didn't want to be touched at first. Maybe they flinched or pulled away. But one night, a paw reached out. Then a head rested on your leg. Then finally, they stayed. That wasn't random. That was healing. Because warmth tells their nervous system, you're okay now. You're safe here. You're not alone anymore. And just like that, they fall asleep. But here's the twist. Not all dogs sleep beside you because they need something. Some stay because they've chosen something better than instinct, better than warmth, something even deeper. Let's talk about that next. Reason number 5. Your bed isn't just soft. It's love. Warmth draws them in. But they don't stay because your bed is comfortable. They stay because you are. Maybe you bought them the perfect bed. Orthopedic foam, raised edges, soft. Cover the kind that says veterinarian recommended on the tag. And yet every night without fail, they leave it behind and climb onto yours. Why? Because to your dog, your bed is more than a mattress. It's a symbol. It's shared territory. It's where your scent, your heartbeat, your stillness live. In the wild, dogs carefully chose sleeping spots that kept them close to their pack and in line with safety places rich in scent and full of trust. That instinct still pulses through them today. And every time your dog jumps onto your bed, curls into your space, and closes their eyes, they're saying, "This is where I belong." There's even data behind this. A Mayo Clinic study found that although dogs might shift during sleep, owners reported feeling more emotionally settled with their dogs nearby. Not because the sleep was deeper, but because the presence meant something. It meant connection, peace, home. You didn't have to call them up. You didn't pat the blanket. But one night they came anyway, quietly, chose your space, chose you. And from that night on, they never left. Because love to a dog isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just a soft presence in the dark. But what if your dog doesn't just sleep next to you, but on top of you, or burrows so close you can feel their heartbeat? That behavior tells a whole new story. Let's open it up. Reason number 6. They can feel your heartbeat, and it calms them. They could sleep at your feet. They could curl beside your legs. But instead, they climb higher. They press into your chest, your side, your ribs, anywhere they can get close to your heartbeat. Why? Because that steady rhythm, so familiar, so grounding, reminds them of their very first home. Before your dog knew your name, before they trusted your voice, they knew the beat of life itself from their mother's body, from the warmth of their litter mates, from the pulse of survival. That early comfort imprints deep. And now, when they lay against you, heart to heart, that primal memory returns. It's not coincidence. It's biology. Canine behaviorists have observed that young puppies sleep best when they can hear a heartbeat, even artificial ones. Rescue centers often use heartbeat toys to calm traumatized pups. The thump-thump isn't just background noise, it's reassurance. It's "you're not alone." And once your dog associates your heartbeat with safety, it becomes their lullaby. They may sigh, they may stretch, they may melt into sleep as if the world has disappeared, because to them, your body says, "Peace is here." And here's something powerful: the regulation goes both ways. Your stress lowers too. The heartbeat you share becomes a rhythm of mutual trust. So if your dog lays across your chest or tucks themselves into your side, know this: it's not about warmth anymore. It's about belonging, about returning to something ancient and real. But not every dog starts there. Some had to learn it, slowly, carefully. Let's explore how love sometimes begins with distance and grows into presence. Reason number 7. They chose you. One night, one paw at a time. Not every dog jumps onto the bed from day one. Some wait, some watch, some hover at the edge like they're asking permission or testing possibility. And then one night, quietly, they climb up. Maybe it was just a paw. Maybe they curled at your feet. Maybe they didn't stay long. But they came. And that moment, however small, meant everything. Because for some dogs, especially those with hard pasts or nervous hearts, closeness is not automatic. It's earned. It's built in slow, quiet layers. And when they finally choose your bed, they're not just choosing comfort, they're choosing you. This isn't routine, it's revelation. Trainers and behaviorists often say, the moment a fearful dog initiates closeness is a moment of transformation. That's when instinct shifts into attachment. It's when survival makes room for love. And it often happens at night when the world is quiet, when no one's asking for anything, when safety can finally be felt, not proved. That's why you might remember the first time better than they do. Maybe you held your breath. Maybe you cried. Because in that small act, one paw, one sigh, one lean, they weren't just asking to be near. They were saying, "I'm ready." And once that bond forms in stillness, it rarely breaks. Because they didn't just adapt to your bed, they accepted your love. But the night doesn't just bring sleep, it brings awareness. Because while you're resting, your dog is still watching over you. And that tells us something even more powerful. Let's go there next. Reason number 8. They're watching over you while you sleep. You fall asleep thinking your dog is simply snuggling in for the night. But what you don't see is how often they lift their head, how their ears twitch at sounds, how they shift positions, always staying close. Because while you sleep, they don't fully. Dogs may enter deep sleep cycles, but their brains remain partially alert, especially when they're near someone they love. And when that someone is you, their body switches into a quiet mode of protection. This is instinct, yes, but it's also devotion. In ancient canine behavior, the pack rotated night watch. Some slept while others listened, guarded, stayed aware. And though your dog may not be in a den anymore, that genetic wiring hasn't gone away. So when they lay near your back or face the door while you sleep or suddenly raise their head at a creak, they're not nervous. They're on duty. And if they fall asleep only after you do or wake up the second you stir, that's not coincidence. That's commitment. Science tells us dogs are incredibly attuned to our emotional and physical rhythms. They track our breathing, our movement, even our stress levels. And during the most vulnerable hours when you're completely still, they stay present. Watching, protecting, loving. It's quiet. It's unseen. But it's real. So the next time you wake to find your dog sitting upright at 3 a.m., don't worry. They're not unsettled. They're guarding what matters most. But loyalty like that doesn't come out of nowhere. It's built on history, a shared one. And the strongest bonds, they come from what your dog remembers about you. Let's explore that next. Reason number 9. They remember what you've done for them. There's a reason your dog chooses your bed. Not just any soft surface in the house. It's not only because it's warm or high up or close to the window. It's because of you. Because of what you've done. And more importantly, because they remember. Dogs have powerful emotional memory. They may not recall exact dates or routines, but they remember how you made them feel. How you opened your arms when they were scared. How you didn't raise your voice when they made a mistake. How you sat on the floor next to them on that hard day, not saying a word, just being there. All those quiet acts, feeding, soothing, protecting, build something lasting in your dog's heart. A kind of ledger of loyalty. And the bed. That's where they repay it. That's where they say, "I haven't forgotten." There's science behind this, too. Neuroscientists have discovered that the part of a dog's brain responsible for emotion, the amygdala, is deeply shaped by positive human interactions. It's not just about affection. It's about consistency, safety, love over time. So when your dog climbs into bed and nestles against you, they're not just seeking comfort in the moment. They're responding to a memory of every kind thing you've ever done. And here's the magic: you didn't have to ask for it. You earned it. But dogs are more than loyal. They're intuitive. And sometimes they come closer, not because they need comfort, but because they sense that you do. That's the kind of love we'll uncover in the final reason. Reason number 10. They know when you need them. You might think your dog curls up beside you every night because it's routine, because the bed is warm, because you've allowed it. But there are nights, and you know the ones where they come closer than usual, where they press into your chest, lay their head on your shoulder, or refuse to leave your side. And it's not by accident. It's because they know. Dogs are masters at reading human emotion. They pick up on the sighs we don't hear, the stillness in our shoulders, the weight in our silence. When your energy shifts, when sadness lingers in the room, your dog notices. And they act. Not with questions, not with fixes, just presence. There's research showing dogs can detect chemical changes in our scent when we're stressed or sad even before we're aware of it. And they respond, the only way they know how, by staying, by pressing close, by making sure you know you're not alone. So when they climb into your bed and don't just lie next to you but on you, it's not a demand. It's comfort. It's protection in reverse. You may think you're the one watching over them, but sometimes it's the other way around. That's the quiet magic of sharing your bed with a dog. It's not just about habit. It's a conversation without words. A kind of love that sees through everything and stays. Because in the end, they don't sleep beside you because they have to. They sleep there because they chose you. And that choice, it's the purest form of love you'll ever know. So now you know, when your dog curls up beside you at night, it's not just about softness or warmth. It's instinct. It's memory. It's healing. But more than anything, it's love. Every position they choose, every sigh against your chest, every silent watch in the dark, it all says the same thing. You are my safe place. And maybe, just maybe, you needed them just as much. So, tell me, where does your dog sleep? Did they choose your bed on the very first night? Or was it something they grew into one paw at a time? Drop a comment below and share your story. I read every single one, and I'd love to know the name of the one who guards your heart while you sleep. And if this video made you smile, cry, or see your dog a little differently, subscribe to Dog Facts and Fun. There's so much more to explore together, and more love stories waiting to be told. Until next time, give your pup an extra cuddle from me. Because that little heartbeat beside you, it's the truest thing in the room.